I'm Deependra Bajracharya. I've been in this business development role since past 10 years and a little more. And playing, one of my, the major role is to manage our partners, right? As a partner development manager as well. So the one of the interesting the segment of my partner has been MVPs, where I had nothing to sell to the market, but to convince of the technology. So MVP has been so much of instrumental for me as to play my role. So thank you very much for that. I have around 10 years of work privilege working with multiple MVPs in Nepal. Back then, around 4 to 5 years ago, we used to have just one MVP in Nepal. But luckily, we've able to come up with more momentum on the MVPs. Now we have like 9 MVPs for Nepal. Fortunately, some of the MVPs, 1 or 2 MVPs, are working outside of Nepal. Worldwide, we have 3,000 plus and 90 countries, and it's actually increasing. Who are the MVPs? Right, MVPs basically are the are playing three roles in the market. One, uh, who has the knowledge of the product of the solution where they are playing with. Second, they are on the bleeding edge of the the technology knowledge. The urge to learn more, urge to learn newest technology, and very unstoppable, right? And then the third very most important quality of the MVP is to share their knowledge with the community for their own growth, and then the community's growth. So, what are the technology expertise do MVP share with the community? There are multiple technologies such as Azure, Windows development, Office development, data platform, AI, so on and so forth. You can find that detail in mvp.microsoft.com. I wouldn't be speaking a lot on that. Maybe rest of other speakers would be talking about this. So what do actually MVPs do in the market? Number one, they give the feedback to the product team, right? Because they will be given the privilege to use the beta version of the software. So they will be able to give the feedback before even any of the user. Even as a Microsoft, we do not have that access, the early access of the product, right? So they are the very privileged users from the product standpoint. And then they've been advocating in the market. It's very common in Nepal, but it's common in the rest of the world as well, such as the sharing over the conference in person, or webinar like this, or writing content and the content or blogs. I've seen that a lot of our MVPs has more than million views per year. Very exciting to see that, right? And also they of course contributing back to the community like this, right? So these are the three qualities that we look for an MVP. um, right? So what actually MVP gets as a benefit? It's not the money that we give it to the MVP. We give kind of privilege to develop the career, right? So few of our MVP in Nepal, I've seen that from their starting to now, they are well renowned in our global market. Just to name a few, Pradeep, the Prasant Devazu, they have been doing fantastic and fantastic in this job world, and their paycheck has been increasing all the time, right? And then as I said, they have been early user of the product, so they have the access of the product more earlier than Microsoft people with the NDA or NDA signed up. And then they are allowed to do the paid events as well. But unfortunately, we are not doing much of the paid event in Nepal, but no, they can do. And similar to that, no, there has been global summit. They've been conducting. I've seen, a lot of our MVPs has been in US a couple of times. It's very privileged to see uh, people flying in US to summit, to conduct global summit. And then so many other things like, product access. They have the 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 C of the access the product they have been accessing to, and then they're increasing knowledge. I would like to wish a very best and keep this momentum in Nepal to increase more MVPs, more impact to the market. Thank you very much. This session.